And just like that, we are going to get into it. Happy Saturday to all the nerd and nerdinos that are hanging out in the Ethernet space. We're about to kick stuff off. It seems like there's a lot of stuff going on in the market that I am stoked to get into. If you have ever tuned in before, I appreciate you. I really do. Like, we're going to talk about some things that are floating around on the internet that I want to get into, which I find interesting and you may find absolutely dull. But we're going to scratch the surface on all that shit in a couple of seconds. Here we go. What is going on? Thank you guys for tuning in. It is fucking Saturday. So much has been happening in my world. Holy shit. I don't even know how to comprehend it. Change is afoot. So, just to sum it up, I have been on location in the Airstream for the past 37 days creating some art for a show scheduled for the 21st of June in Los Angeles, followed by a show back in San Francisco at Treasure Island, followed by another show. Long story short, the June 21st show was just canceled. And it's had this crazy ripple effect. Like instantly, this rug was pulled out from under me. And yesterday, I went to bed with certainty and so much shit was happening. And I woke up this morning to the wheels falling off. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I know that tomorrow the team and I are going to sit down and figure out the path forward. We have a big meeting scheduled for Monday and then another meeting scheduled for Wednesday that's going to be super uncomfortable. I don't know. It's interesting in the like fucking in any world, in any business, in any creative space, things change on the fly. And because I'm old as shit, I've learned one thing. No, I mean, I've probably learned two or three things, but one thing regarding this type of scenario, right? Sometimes when shit hits the fan, your knee-jerk reaction or reflex reaction is to fucking panic. And there's this saying, calm under fire. So imagine if like shit hits the fan and everybody's flipping out and you just remain calm for a moment and breathe and assess the situation. It takes practice, and it's the kind of practice that you only can get under fire. And so I'm in this moment where shit's flying and I'm trying to just breathe and take everything in that's happening, because what is happening is fucking amazing. And I don't know what the outcome is going to be yet. So what I do know is that an opportunity for several people has just presented itself. And for those people, the last couple weeks have been treacherous. And we've had to put up with a bunch of shit. And it's like you do it because you believe in something, and then all of a sudden that thing changes. I'll give you another example of this in a second. And I don't know, like all these things are about not overreacting. And two, it's how do you react under fire when shit starts happening? Are you able to keep a rudder in the water, keep your focus determined and forward? And sometimes if you do that, when the dust falls, people realize, wow, these individuals barged a new path and set a new frontier in the midst of all this chaos. And sometimes the only thing required to do that is just to remain calm. And things change in an instant. And you have to be okay with that. Always. That's what life is about, right? Like, as for me as a creative, as an artist, like I've always lived on the fringe of shit. And my mother, she thinks I'm an idiot, but I told her that where the edges are blurred, that's where the magic happens. And that's where creativity happens. And that's where magic occurs. And that's where I like to be. And if that's your zone, you have to understand that it's also filled with uncertainty, very much like the crypto space. And a kind of weird example of this is that fucking stupid term hodl. People that just have the ability to hodl. That is clarity under pressure. They don't let the noise affect their vision. And that sentiment, it is great advice in the financial world. It's great advice in the emotional relationship world. If your partner flips out, sometimes just remain calm, breathe, and listen without reacting. And I know it's really easy, right? Like we've got reflexes. You hit the funny bone, my knee's going to fucking go and my foot's going to kick you in the face. But if you know that they're going to hit your funny bone, can you control it? The answer is fuck yes. And that's when you become a player. So I just dealt with a crazy amount of shit that I did not have on my plate when I went to bed. And absolutely everything has changed. Monday's going to be a super interesting day for me. This project that I'm working on is so big for me artistically that I skipped going to the Bitcoin conference. And I like crypto's been my lifeblood since I lost everything. Meaning when COVID hit, I lost my art studio, I lost my supplies, I lost my music. A bunch of things happened with my family, a bunch of things. And that's kind of when I went full port into crypto and news and all this shit. And to me, this Bitcoin conference was super important, and it has been on my radar. They gave me a free ticket to go. I was like I wanted to be there more than anything. And I got the opportunity to get involved in this art movement, which I'll get into as it develops. It's coming. And this opportunity artistically was so I couldn't turn it down. And so I've been on site, as I said, for like, I don't know, 37 days now, working crazy hours trying to deliver this masterpiece with this community, and the rug just got pulled. And the rug got pulled because there's like this shift happening in the hierarchy of the ecosystem, like just crazy shit, like unforeseen stuff. And more about unforeseen stuff. My mother, she's like, I'm old as fuck, right? My mom is old as fuck. I just talked to her on the phone and I was like, how you doing? And she said, oh, I'm not great. Like, I was going out for dinner last week and there was a storm with wind and stuff. And as I was driving, I pulled up to turn onto this road and something hit my windshield and cracked it. And she thought it was a tree branch or something. And she went to have dinner, and about 15 minutes later somebody showed up at the same dinner place and said, hey, there's been an accident on this road. And my mom, she's like, oh my God. And she went back there and she actually hit somebody on a scooter that had run whatever. And my mom's old, right? She's not blind or anything, but like she just happened to not see the scooter, and the scooter hit my mom's car and she didn't know she hit a person. And that fucking scares the shit out of me. It's like, I don't know, but it could be just one of those things where that periphery vision, maybe it didn't work for anybody and maybe it just didn't work for her. Or she, like, there's something deeper going on. Long story short, she had a terrible week. Elon and Trump have had a terrible week. I've had a terrible week. But if you look at all these things, like, there's interesting shit popping out of it. One of the interesting things is, so two conspiracy theories toward this Elon Trump thing. One, I listened to this woman speak fairly intelligently about this Elon Trump thing being a complete hoax. And part of this, I don't know what the plan is. The next person I listened to was saying that this is Elon's plan all along because he wants to create a new party to run for government in the United States. Like, you can't make this shit up. It's getting fucking interesting, isn't it? And the other thing, so I will say this, like, Rare Bits is back. This is the platform that I started, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. And I took a job recently with a gaming company that I still love and kind of rebranded all my stuff to support them. And let's just say recently I became a free agent again. And I'm not going to delve into any of that, but I'm back doing Rare Bits, which means I can talk about whatever the fuck I want. And one of the things I want to talk about is Final Bosu. These guys, like, it's interesting. I really, really like this project as a long-term hold. And you have to think of it like that, right? I think that their initial collection, which was released several years ago on Ethereum, it's the Bosu Legacy Collection. These are badges that you purchase and you turn in the badge to have their artist generate your PFP in the Bosu style. And there are only 555 of those. What's interesting about that number is that there's a ton of whales that believed in these brothers early on. So we've got, let's say a whale holds 100 of these 555. So there's only, I believe, 300 holders out of the 555 passes. These 300 people have still not turned in a badge to get immortalized, your likeness immortalized in the Bosu style. I do know that these legacy passes will be a part of the Bosu franchise moving forward. If you believe in these brothers, where they're going with the final Bosu collection that just released on Abstract, do not skip the legacy collection on Ethereum. It's three brothers. They've got a team developing. They're bringing on more people. They have not had the time or bandwidth to pay attention to the legacy passes yet, because they just had a mint that kind of went sideways. Weeks, not days, not weeks. We don't even get all. The long and short of it is, against all odds, they delivered. And these dips in the floor price that you're seeing on Abstract, to me, they are opportunities to get into what these guys are building. If you like what they're building, I would think start looking at the collection. Like I have a no ID. There are different activations, whether you've been activated or your final boss is activated. They have suitcases. All of these things have this lore packed into it. Doesn't mean that buying rares is a smart play. I don't know. But if they're going to begin to touch on things, to me, they begin with like the no IDs or the activated final bosses, or right, like the story has to start somewhere before it gets populated with other characters. They have to put in main characters into the story and think about where those main characters come from. One, I think they're going to come from the no IDs, the activated, these interesting traits that are built into the collection on Abstract. I also believe that they will be mixed in with some of the human PFPs that are from their legacy collection. I think these two will interact in the Bosu IP system moving forward. To me, the legacy passes are a gift right now, an absolute fucking gift. I think they're going to come into, and I'm just guessing, right? I'm an idiot, but I just see this interesting way to weave the new characters and the old characters in IP, comics, whatever the fuck they want to do. I don't know. But I do think it's going to get interesting. And if you believe in teams, which is easy to do, especially if they get momentum, then I peel back the onion skin a bit and I say, you know what, like family's really interesting. And yeah, here's a fucking perfect example. My favorite beer in the whole world is Sierra Nevada Hazy IPA. On this can, it says family owned, operated, and argued over. The Bosu brothers, they have had that in their past. They have a video up. You can find it on Kevin's page, probably somewhere, but they had this moment in time where the brothers kind of separated and they did their own shit and they fought, but then they came back. And this comeback involves what they're doing now in the NFT space. They have been able to rally attention. They've been able to do a bunch of really neat shit. And I also feel like I've talked to two of the three brothers on video calls. I also feel like they have stuff loaded as ammunition. And it's really difficult in this space to hold ammunition and not drop it when price goes down or when FUD enters the space. But these guys are good at what they do. They're telling a story, and it takes as long as it takes to read every page. And when you turn the page, surprise is coming. And I think the final Bosu collection will fucking deliver surprise in spades. I'm a legacy holder. I hold a couple final Bosus. Kevin told me, I think 3 days ago or something, he DM'd me and said, listen, your PFP is in progress. It's almost done. I'm fucking stoked. Why am I stoked? In short, the answer is this, is that I'm an old motherfucker and I love the digital space. I'm a gamer just like you fucking nerds. If you fucking nerds think that you're going to get to some age and all of a sudden gaming, like that I'm bored with that. Like, if you're a tech nerd, that never stops. Never. Like, why the fuck would I get out of art creation, digital creation, gaming? And if, like, I love this shit. There's this fucking clamor bullshit going around on the timeline. Like, if you're over 30, you shouldn't be on crypto Twitter. You're an idiot. If you're under 30, you shouldn't be on crypto Twitter. What the fuck are you doing? I was touring the world doing all kinds of shit in real life. And you're fucking sitting on a fucking screen. Don't tell me I'm fucking too old to be on this platform, you fucking nerds. That shit is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Holy shit. I don't know if you can tell, it pisses me off. Pisses me the fuck off. But that is what it is. So let's get back to the Final Bosu Legacy Collection. Holy shit. I apologize for that. That was uncalled for. I'm going to have a sip of beer with that. It was not uncalled for. I am not apologizing for shit. The Final Bosu Legacy Collection. This is why I dig it, right? NFTs. Everybody wants some sort of likeness to themselves. Everybody. Whether it resonates with your funky side, your whatever kind of mojo you're trying to roll out with your PFP, it resonates with you in some form or fashion. Sometimes just because it's got a high price tag, but sometimes people just want that. I don't know, you want a digital version of yourself. And you'll search for all these collections, whether it's a Nakamigo, a fucking Azuki, a Bored Ape, I don't care what it is, a Final Bosu. Everybody's looking for that forever PFP, that representation where you can start branding yourself and sitting behind that image and just riding in that lane and being comfortable. When you get old, the options disappear. So why not get a custom PFP? Buy a team that's Giga Chads. And then, listen to this. When I was a kid, when I was a kid playing video games, even before you could change your shirt, right, and hat, like there were controls where you could set up your own character. At that moment in time, I said, the moment you can have your likeness in the game, everything will change. The game will change if you're fucking running around in your favorite, not your favorite outfit, but you, like the digital representation of you. And it's probably going to come really soon where you go to, I don't know, you go to fucking Nintendo and they do a 3D scan of you and you pay them $100 and pap, they give you a game token and you can plug it into any any Nintendo game on the planet. Think of how evolved the Fortnite skins have become over the past couple years. Wait till you can pay your membership fee and you put your skin in there. Like, this shit's coming. It's easy to do. If you don't think it's coming, you're wrong. It's going to make every single game you've ever played that much better and that much more interactive because it's fucking you doing it. Like, the shit's coming. Final Bosu offering the custom PFPs that'll live on the blockchain as part of their legacy collection, I think is important if you believe in the brand and the brothers. And then wait, they haven't even started announcing how the shit's going to weave into all the other shit. And these guys are storytellers, and that's an art. Anybody can make an art piece, but can the art piece tell a story? That's where magicians separate the oil and the water, right? I kind of like what Kevin and the team are doing, and I'm betting on them. So I think the Bosu Legacy Collection on Ethereum, put it on your radar. And what's also interesting is Final Bosu, the price is down a bit right now. Like, awesome. If you believe in the collection, awesome. If you don't, yeah, drop and run, do your thing. But I've been around this space long enough, and I've actually talked to these guys, and I've, I'm fly on the wall type shit. I like what they're doing. They have big dreams, and you have to dream big to get big. And I think these guys are going to deliver. I'm betting on them. So if you are a Final Bosu fan, let me know in the comments. I'm not going to read a single one of them. All right, let's get into some news that's fucking going around. It is Saturday, June 7th. Holy shit. I can't believe it. We just saw Alex Protocol. It got hacked. Why is this interesting? Because it is a Bitcoin layer 2. The hack, it was exploited due to a flaw, so it's not that big a deal. I kind of hyped it up like it was a Bitcoin hack, but it was fucking a flaw. It's because nerds are idiots sometimes, and they are in a rush to deliver shit. We saw Ethereum's ETF. This shit, man, I don't know what to think about this shit. Okay, ETH ETFs, the inflows, we're on like week 3 or 4 of inflows, where all the other coins are seeing outflows, even Bitcoin. We're going to check on Ethereum dominance at a moment. It wasn't 30 days ago where ETH dominance was at the all-time low. I was fucking saying ETH is going to $1,000, even though I knew the Petra upgrade was coming on May 7th, and I knew it was going to pump the price. I also know that anytime an upgrade on ETH comes out, the price pumps and then it fucking comes back down. Is this fucking time different? The blob space thing they figured out is kind of cool if you're a fucking nerd. The best way to explain what ETH did, they decided to take transactions and treat it like a liquor store security camera. It records for 24 hours. If nothing happened in that 24 hours, that data is gone. They decide what's important and what can be deleted. If it's not like once the transaction is done, this sideline data, it doesn't need to be a part of clogging the space. So they put it on this other space and it disappears. Does it make things faster? Yeah. Is it gonna change it? I don't know. I'm still a fan of Solana. Ethereum's pumping though. And what we have to think about, like Hyperliquid, right? This shit is about to rip. I think it's still good entry. Do these new competitors, and we're by no means done when I say new competitors. Shit, there's so much shit in the ether just waiting to launch. You know how fucking smart AI has gotten in the last 3 months? Think of the smartest MFers that you know that 1 year ago were siloed and fucking myopically focused coding shit. They come out of the silo and they're like, I'm ready to launch. And it's like, oh, wow, there's other shit. And then they're like, I am not defeated. Vibe coding, what is that? I'm a fucking genius coder. I'm going to utilize my genius with vibe coding and I'm going to 10x my output in 3 days. So the competition that is getting ready to be unleashed on this fucking space across the board is going to be awesome. We are going to see more single company individuals become millionaires than ever before possible. We're fucking here betting on crypto, which is worse than fucking Vegas. The smart MFers are vibe coding and dialing it in and looking at need and product market fit and what problems can be solved, because we have a shit ton of problems, right? The UX UI for everything sucks. We just complain about it. You can actually go vibe code and fix it in fucking 1 day and launch an app and start solving problems. Like these individual entrepreneurs are going to be unleashed in this next couple of years, way beyond anything that we perceived possible. At least me, I'm an old motherfucker, right? This shit is happening so rapidly. I talk to young nerds and they're like, I don't know, they don't even know how to talk right now because they're on their fucking phone. We have US crypto legislation. It is moving forward. Both the Senate and state bills for Bitcoin, what the heck? Like, shit's moving forward. What does it mean? It means regulatory traction. It means clarity. It means we have a speed limit. We have fucking guardrails when we come up on a mountain pass. We have stoplights at intersections. We can fucking start commerce now safely. It's a big deal. And a lot of us aren't even aware of how big a deal it is. I was designing and developing websites at the turn of the century, trying to sell .coms and fully developed websites on my server. I would go to real estate offices, doctors' offices, and attorney offices. Say, hey, I just created a fucking website for you. Would you be interested in me handling your server and all of the things associated with getting you on We actually called it the World Wide Web back then. And people would look at me and say, "Get the fuck out of my office. We are fine being in the Yellow Pages." And most of you nerds don't even know what the Yellow Pages is. It was a fucking paper phone book that hung in a phone booth. And you don't know what that is because they've disappeared. Before cell phones, we had to put quarters in a phone to make call. And if you needed a number, there was this book that hung from a cord called the Yellow Pages with every single business. Back then, when you were a young entrepreneur and you got your name in the Yellow Pages, it was like having your own domain name. You were like, "Look, I'm in the fucking Yellow Pages. Like, I'm legit." This is fucking the year 2000. The World Wide Web. And they told me I was crazy. Crypto, this is so much fucking bigger than that. It's the biggest thing I've ever seen in my lifetime. And it's mixed with artificial intelligence that is going to deliver this fucking like a jet plane. And it's wickedly interesting. If you're young, new to the space, figure out what the pain points are, figure out what the problems are, talk to fucking AI and app a solution. Today, you could be done by Monday and have it fucking posted up. Like, it's that crazy. This time is this gold rush. It's going to disappear, and it is a gold rush, but it takes mining the gold. And yes, you could probably do better figuring out how to supply the miners, but it's summer. Enjoy the summer. Be on your fucking computer. Find a relationship with an AI agent that you like and fucking build something that solves a problem that you can be proud of and get it to market before the summer's end. It's that fucking easy. It's that easy. I got a bunch of crazy initiatives we're pushing out. And I have a team of like 300 people, community members here. And they're gigachads, super brains. And what's interesting is a lot of these super brains aren't creative. A lot of devs I know aren't creative. They don't want to, they want you to tell them what to do. They don't want to they don't want to think creatively or outside the box. They say, "Give me a task and I'll deliver." So, how do you take these creative things and put them into task-oriented things that you can have AI or devs deliver? I'm in a situation where I have live people that are wicked at their profession, and they want to be involved in creative pursuits because they're not creative. And they've made money and they have time on their hands and they're looking for shit to get into. What a cool place for an artist to be. I don't know. Yeah, shit's good. We'll see how good it is on Monday. What do we have? Man, I've been talking about this in my Substack on the podcast for a long time. Okay, so Dogecoin holders, they just hit a new all-time high. This is 8 million in, and like I double clicked and dialed down on these numbers. This is not 8 million bots and fake wallet accounts that are rapidly trading. This is not that shit. This is 8 million holders, human beings that hold Dogecoin. By far the largest number of individuals that hold a currency anywhere on the planet. Why is this a big deal? Because they're already holders. They've already got this wallet. Most of these people, many of them got in really early on in the narrative where buy Dogecoin, buy a bunch of it. If it hits 1 penny, your life is going to change. That was like this marketing tactic back in the early days. And I have friends. He didn't buy Doge. He's a Shiba Inu holder. Same marketing, whatever. What I do know is that with 8 million holders, if Bitcoin, I talk about it a lot, has an omega candle and goes parabolic, think of what happens next. Yes, there are some people that are going to and Michael Saylor said there's no such thing as top lasting Bitcoin, which I agree with. But there are people that will buy the tops of Bitcoin as it goes up because they're in panic mode. There are other people that will see Bitcoin go up and they're going to decide to double down in the currency that they have. And if 8 million people have Dogecoin, Bitcoin has a parabolic rise. It will take other currencies in its wake. These 8 million people are not going to go buy Bitcoin on that FOMO day. They're going to buy more Dogecoin. Department of Government Efficiency is probably coming to an end. I thought there would be this correlation where Dogecoin pumped because Department of Government Efficiency and Elon were going to be touted as angels in the space. A black guy and a bunch of shit going on. We don't know. I mean, there's somebody knows, but there's shit going on that I am unaware of or don't give a fuck about. What I do know is that Dogecoin did not pump off of Elon getting involved with Donald Trump, and I thought there would be a bump there. Maybe now that Elon and Trump are doing their, like, who the fuck knows, right? Dogecoin to me is back in the realm of possibility where it could go up. Also, you have to think about these 8 million holders. The Dogecoin dog oversees different parts of the world. This is their fucking Mickey Mouse. This is their mascot. They love this dog. They love this dog. Loving this dog and the price going up are going to make them infatuated with this dog. Dogecoin is I think it's a fucking smart, safe hedge on all this shit. We have Mask Networks. Their token just collapsed 50% overnight with no clear catalyst triggering major chatter around manipulation or internal issues. If you are a holder of the Mask token, let me know what the F happened. Holy moly. The Trump coin, I have been talking about this repeatedly. The coin officially launched and exploded in volume and interest across both sides of the political aisle. Okay. We're going to have to check in on the price of Trump coin. So there was, I don't know if, I believe one of Trump's friends is responsible for the Trump coin launch. And I don't know how distanced Trump will be from this token. Are they trying to separate themselves? We're going to get into in a minute. And we'll know as soon as we look at the price. Man, I guess we got to look at the price to figure out where it is, and then we'll comment. Hyperliquid, they are gunning for, like, this is what I'm talking about, right? Like, Hyperliquid. These guys are trying to overtake Binance. I mean, Binance is a fucking huge player. Coinbase just had a huge fumble exposing everybody's fucking address holdings, all the shit. Binance is big. Hyperliquid is coming for that ass. The underdog of Perpetuals Exchange posted massive volume growth in May, closing in on big players like Binance. We are here for it. We are going to witness the flip of the script. The ETH Pectra upgrade, is it paying off? Recently, we saw transaction blob reduced drastically. Who the fuck cares? Is it improving scalability? The answer is yes. Do we see these competitors coming for what Ethereum's trying to upgrade to shit? Why not just release the upgraded Ethereum from Go? The ability to do that is nearing. I know it is. We have Gemini filed for an IPO, the Winklevoss twins. These guys are nonstop. They're great for the space. The Winklevoss twins, you should definitely check them out. Avalanche spiked in attention to activity as political and meme coin narratives are intersecting with broader momentum. I think Politify is going to be a really interesting proponent of all of us moving forward democratically. Donations online over PAC organizations and all this shit. I think it would be wicked to see everything online. What a game changer. An example, somebody was saying that they should simultaneously launch a Trump token and an Elon token to see who's right and let the crypto people vote. So these types of things are interesting. Do we get to a point where your presidential candidates each have a token and you have to purchase either one token? Maybe if you're American, you don't have to. I don't know what the deal is, but you have a choice to either download one NFT or the other into your wallet. And they're instantly able to do an online audit of who's holding what and decipher who the actual president is. All online, all on chain. And imagine that scenario. You're voting, it's your first time voting, and you choose the correct president. Now you have this NFT, not only the first time you voted, which you're super proud of, but you chose the right candidate. It would be awesome to hold that as a soulbound token in your wallet. Like, that's interesting. And it's all online. Do we want, but I guess that changes, right? You go into the voting booth and you are given the right of privacy. So I think political donations are different than your voting, but people may want to vote online. People may want to stand by their candidate at all costs, against all odds. We will see how the shit goes down. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's get into some numbers and see what the fuck is happening. All right, look at that. We absolutely love this shit. The heat map is green, 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 unless you are holding Zeus. And we don't even know what Zeus is. Crypto Greed and Fear Index is coming in at a 62. We're back in the greed zone. Yesterday, we were in the neutral. The greed zone is where we want to ride as long as we can. As soon as we hit extreme greed, we are going to be forced with a correction. It always happens. That's why this is a good indicator to watch. The only flip of the script would be if we get the Omega candle and Bitcoin, it sends it up to, let's say, $180,000 when you're sleeping. We go to extreme greed. That $180,000, this Omega candle, people are saying it will cause it to go to $200,000 and not come back down. That's the definition of this Omega candle. It will set a green candle that never returns. That's the hope of all. That's, if that happens, Michael Saylor, he will go down in history as having made the best bet on technology of all time. Of all time. And it's coming. Bitcoin dominance coming in at 63.76%. ETH dominance at 9.23. It's in the green. Bitcoin dominance is in the red. Let's look at all time. So this chart. So we're still, for Ethereum, right? It's fucking weak. It's really weak as far as all time versus what's going to happen future forward. These competitors, they're coming for Ethereum. They're coming for Solana. They're coming. Sui, all these Hyperliquid, all these ecosystems want to be the number 2 player behind Bitcoin. Somebody's going to figure it out, and they will be the lubricant for the DeFi system moving forward. Everybody said everything is going to live on Ethereum. I bought it hook, line, and sinker. I paid thousands of dollars in gas fees for absolutely no reason, thinking I was smarter than the people that were poor trading on Solana for free. In reality, those were the Giga Chads. The people that were doing shit on Ethereum were fed a book of fucking horseshit. Man, go back and look in your fucking transactions and tell me how much money you wasted on gas fees in Ethereum when people on the Solana chain were doing it for free. Thousands of dollars. I remember paying $800 for an Ethereum gas fee transaction, and then 2 days later getting in the car and having to drive 20 miles and thinking, wow, that's a lot of gas. I don't really want to drive that far. That's too much gas. Gas is $4 a gallon. Like, that's how twisted these ETH MFers had me. A $800 gas fee transaction. Awesome. Retarded. Bitcoin price coming in at 105,610. It is up 52% on the year. ETH price down 31% on the year. That tells the story. Coming in at 25,16. XRP $2.17. Up 300. I fucking didn't buy XRP. It's up 336% year to date. BNB and Solana are both down year to date. Dogecoin is back in the green, 24%, with 8 million fucking holders. If you don't think this coin erupts, leave word in the comment. I'm not going to read them. Looking at some of the macro, USDXY is down. Gold is up. This gold narrative is horseshit. If you buy gold, you are going to be upended and disappointed in the long run, in my opinion. Today, DEX volume, it is down 11.52%. That means the centralized exchange volume is pumping up. I don't know why. Top movers, PancakeSwap, Uniswap, Radium, Pump.Fun, and Aerodrome. Those are the movers in the decentralized exchange world. PancakeSwap, Uniswap. These two protocols in the early days, they were daily visits by almost everybody in the crypto space. Daily visits. Because the UX UI sucked. Now your wallet has swapping functionality built in, but they're using one of these platforms in the back end to make it happen. So it's become seamless. It doesn't mean it's not important. So you need to watch these because they are important. They will remain important. But it's interesting to understand that newcomers to the platform don't know what Uniswap is or SushiSwap because the wallet does it. So that's an example, right? We're seeing it with vehicles. Cars are getting ready to come out without steering wheels. Soon kids will not get a driver's license when they're 16. That's a reality. To think that people will not know how to pilot an automobile to me is like, I grew up racing motorcycles. Like, are you like, to miss that is crazy, but that's just how shit is. It's a better, safer world if you don't do that shit. Do you want all the fucking corners rounded off, or are some sharp edges good some of the time? I don't know. You can't figure it out. I don't have any answers. I do know that you guys are fucking awesome for tuning in. That is how we do it on this wonderful Saturday evening. We're going to tune back in tomorrow. Go get yourself a Final Bosu. Research the collection. I am telling you. I'm in the Discord. There's so much shit going on. I just feel like it is one of these springs that is coiled to the good. And I hope something magic happens because of it. Because I'm an investor and it would be nice to make some money. And I would just like to see a fucking new team win. Like really win. And I think these guys are poised to do just that. So I'm hoping they bring the heat. You guys stay magic, stay out of trouble. Enjoy your Saturday. We'll be back tomorrow. That's how we do it. Boom.